welcome to the Healing Element podcast. I am your host, Kai Marie, and I am very excited for our conversation tonight. This is episode 4, season 3, and I have a very special guest, High Priestess Maat. Welcome to the Healing Element podcast. How are you?
I'm doing well, and thank you for having me.
No, it is my pleasure. I've been waiting for this moment, and I'm so happy that it's here. We have a wonderful conversation tonight, and I'm looking forward to diving in. Before we do, I just want to, for those that are listening live, please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and please also share. This is some information that you definitely want to share with your friends or with family. A very powerful conversation that we're having tonight. So as we dive in, High Priestess, can you please introduce yourself to the family here at the Healing Element podcast?
All right. So I'm the High Priestess Maat Maakheru Amen. And you know, I don't know where to begin as far as my introduction. So I am, what I'll say is I'm a high priestess of a movement. One of them is called Melanated Immortals Making Evolutionary Changes, aka MIMEC. And also the Melanin Frequency, we got womb evolution. This all falls under that same mission. And that mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of high frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. So that's kind of my introduction. I got some letters behind my name and all that stuff, but you know, I think that's the important part right there.
So I will say with that intro, you already know that the conversation tonight is going to be fire. I'm just saying. And so we actually met on the Fleet Matthews program. And as I said before we went live, when I met you and just your energy and just how the information that you provided to the Black community, it was just so powerful about the importance of healing and the journey of healing and why it's important for us to do that type of work. And so once I heard that, and then what the books that you've written and the other works that you've done, I said, I cannot wait to bring on the podcast. So this is a real treat for me tonight. So that being said, as we know what our title tonight is, I don't even know if I said the title. I was so excited. I think I just jumped right in, didn't say the title, didn't say what we were talking about.
That's okay.
So tonight's title is Healing the Collective, Tapping into the Melanin Frequency. We're going to be talking about how we can begin to heal as individuals and as a collective through harnessing the power manifested through meditation. So here's your time to now once again share, and don't forget to subscribe to the Healing Element podcast. So before we get to the meditation part and harnessing the energy, first, what is melanin? Again, what is the melanin frequency? Like when we say that, what does that mean? And then we'll dive in to talk about the meditation.
Okay, so melanin as a physical element is, most people, we say melanin, but it's carbon. Okay, this is what we are. We are carbon-based individuals. Okay, in this form, in the physical form. But melanin also has metaphysical properties. So melanin is a polymer. That means it sticks to things. It's a neural transmitter and a neural receiver. And so what happens is, because it's a polymer, it attaches. Now, it attaches itself physically to things. All right. So one of the first things, and I've learned this from many of those who have come before me and have done this research. So this is not some research that I have done, but what I have done with it is, kind of gone on to take it to the next level. Okay. Mm-hmm. But with the physical attributes of melanin, because it has, so it breaks down. It has several molecules attached to it. One of them is like dopamine. Okay, so what happens is if you are a melanin dominant individual, a black person, okay, on whatever level you want to say that, because I know that the words are usually, some people get stuck on the words or whatever we call it. That's why we say melanin dominant.
Okay.
Because there's certain people that look just like me and you, but they say they're not black. Okay.
That's very
but
true.
I'm just, so what I just say is, let's just cut all that out. Do you look like me and her? Okay, good.
Right.
All right. Or
We'll start there.
some close to it or some kind of way. Okay, good. Then that's what we're talking about. Let's just draw a picture of this kind of person. Okay.
Exactly.
So what happens is, so that attaches to things that are just like it. It's a polymer. It sticks to things. So some of the things that we are seeing, some of the ailments that we see in our society, where they say we have the highest rate of, okay, diabetes. Why? Melanin sticks to sugar a lot. And it forms a solid bond. So the more you have, it's not just in your skin, it's in all of your organs. Okay, there is not a being on this planet that does not have melanin. Now, it depends on the amounts of melanin. And yes, we know that there are different types of melanin. However, again, our researchers that have come before us, like Dr. Carol Barnes, Dr. Africa, they've done all of this stuff. All you got to do is get the book and read it, okay? Or get the books. This molecule, if the more melanin stores you have, meaning black folks, melanin dominant folks, sugar, it attaches faster, stronger, harder to sugar, to crack, to any type of drug, crack, cocaine, anything, because it already produces that. It's already in that molecule. Okay, so when they say, so they've even done research to show that when they were trying to get folks off of, and I think this is in Dr. Barnes's book, when they were trying to get people off of heroin back in the 70s and 80s or whatever, what they found is they had to use a different, they had these cocktails or whatever that they give people. The same ones that they use for melanin recessive people didn't work for melanin dominant people. Same thing with you smoke marijuana, any of those things. It's a polymer, so it does attach physically to things. The more melanin you have, and if you have it in your skin, or if those are your parents, you also your parents do. You also have that within your whole system, your entire system. Okay, so now metaphysically, let's talk about how it sticks to things, because this is part of the healing of these traumas. Okay. Also emotionally. Okay. It gets stirred up emotionally because it's a neurotransmitter. So anytime you activate your neurons, okay, the first level of your nervous system is your skin. Okay, so if you're heavily melanated, okay, you're picking up more signals. Okay, all right. That's just, again, I didn't write the books; I just read them. Okay, so do your own research, because that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about the research. This has been done way before me, but so it comes into your skin. You're picking up these signals, and this melanin then starts to bond with the neurons as a transmitter and a receiver. So now let's take some of the issues. Anytime you're looking on the internet or whatever, let's start with Rodney King. I know I'm aging myself. Some of y'all might not remember Rodney King. Okay? But you watching this, I think that's the first time, well, I don't know, I guess in my adult life, where I watched that, and I saw, I've seen the pictures, of Emmett Till, and, the black and white pictures that they have of the people hanging and things like that. But to see it in live action, it starts to stimulate, okay, your nervous system, your neurons. Melanin attaches to that. the thought that you put behind that, if you say, dang, they always get in the way with beating us, or they have, this is what they do, this is how it is, we can't go anywhere, our children aren't safe, all of these things that we say, that is attaching, the emotions are attaching to that melanin. And so what I propose is that not that we say things a little differently, and this is where the melanin frequency comes into play.
Okay.
All right, so it's not that we're not going to, you're going to be emotional if you see somebody's knee on the guy's neck and he's dying and this guy doesn't care, you're going to feel that, but you're going to but say something different. This is going to stop. We're not going to see that. We're not going to even be available for this. We're not participating in it. You won't find us. There ain't no Karens that can just call because, we walking into our penthouse apartment in Manhattan and she feels threatened. No, if she's wants to call somebody, she's going to call for herself because she's going to need it, because we're not going to, our energy is not going to allow this anymore. You start working yourself up saying that, you're going to have a different experience. And this is not philosophical. I've been doing it for years. And so, and others have too. I compared notes with folks, and this is different. And so the message that we are looking to spread here is to help everyone start to change, make a decision about what they are available for. It might sound crazy to say that, oh, you can just say you're not available, or you can just say you're not going to participate. Well, it's no different than if you watch The Secret and all of these other things where you sit and you dream about the new car you want or the new house you want, and or your vision board. You need to have a melanin frequency vision board. Okay, where there are no Karens who can call the police on you anytime they want to and detain you. Like, you don't even want to be detained. Like, you're not even available to be a target. You cannot just decide. You can't pick me out of the people walking in Walmart and decide that you're going to detain me because you feel some kind of way. You're going to just detain yourself. Okay. You're going to be over there with your stuff. You're not going to detain me.
And you're saying this is the energy, once you do that switch, this is the energy that you are then putting out into the universe saying, no, this is not what's going to happen to me.
Yep. It's the same. It is no different than any of the manifestation techniques that we watch. We believe those. We believe this too. Okay. And you literally have a molecule that works with you. It is a polymer. It's a neural transmitter and a neural receiver. Now, some of the research that the folks that have come long before me on this, they have done, they talk about how when the human, as they say, the human, you have a wider range of this frequency, because the more of it you have, the more of the frequency you have. So use it. We have been oppressed, suppressed, depressed, and all depressed.
Right.
And we have also been taught and trained not to use all of what we are. We've been taught to work with one arm tied behind our back. What do they say? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But while you're doing that, because I remember I heard someone talk about, how some people, sometimes we get hard on ourselves and we say, man, we got all this money as a collective, and, these people couldn't keep, how come Black people don't have businesses in their neighborhoods? And how come? Well, then it comes out because it was systematic.
Right.
They were giving grants to other people to have businesses in our neighborhood. And I literally watched this. This was very recently. Um, it was about housing that
Yeah.
literally they carved out cities and made certain areas red zones, and you couldn't get a good loan to own a home. And this is, of course, where Black people lived.
Right.
And this one group, they wanted to build something, a developer wanted to build something right outside the red zone. And what they did is they just built a 6-foot wall, and they were able to get the loan. But prior to that, they couldn't get the loan. So they wondered why. Well, why do Black people rent more than they own? Well, it's still, and some of that stuff is still on the books. And so when people say, well, how come you can't do this or whatever? There must be something about us that there has been so much focus, energy, and attention on us to keep us from doing it. If you really think that somebody is inferior to you, why are you working so hard to keep them from doing anything? If we really are inferior, okay, then leave it. Do we go around looking for ants? You know what I'm saying? Just oh shoot, these ants, they collect them, they get together and they do stuff. They will build something. We need to get rid of all ants. Nobody
It's
goes
true.
you don't stop an ant from building an anthill. If that's really what you think, there must be something about us that they know that we don't know. Okay. And again, we have been trained to be at half mast. We have been trained not to accept that we do have something that can help us.
Right.
Every other culture uses everything they got. Everything they got. We're the only ones that say, "Oh no, we can't do that. We can't
Right.
put out a melanin frequency that's just for the betterment of melanin dominant people worldwide." Like, oh no, that's wrong. You can't do that. Why not?
Right. It's like that the condition we've been conditioned to. I know it's strong. It's more powerful. That's what I'm going to say, but it's like to dim our light. Like we've been trained to be small, to be almost invisible. And there, when you're showing up energetically as in your full humanity, we're using the term melanated dominant for the purposes of this podcast, then your whole energy is different because you're coming up with strength and you're not in that same mindset of, oh, I can't let my light shine. So when that happens, that's going to automatically have a reaction to the people that you are with.
Right.
And are we ready for that?
Right.
Because they're going to feel that energy too. And let's say Ace Man Awakens says, I'll put it up here so we can see it. What is it that everyone else knows but we don't know about ourselves?
Well, that's a good question. That's a great question. And it's what we can do, what we are capable of. Because again, look at how far many have gone to hide our origins and our history. They have already, they say, well, no, the ancient Egyptians, they weren't Black. The Olmec, those are disfigured faces over there in Mexico. We didn't really build pyramids, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So that's what they know. Okay, those ancient sites have been before the stuff that we see in the museum. No, we need to see the stuff that's in the private museums. Okay, this is a lot of stuff that has been taken away and hidden. I literally, and we lost one of our historians very recently,
Yes.
Dr. Runoko Rashidi.
Yeah.
And he was a forerunner in really in going in and to looking him and others, of course there were others before him, but to go all around the globe and find us everywhere. There's no place on this globe where we're not. I have one of my teachers, Baba Wanik, he says, if we weren't everywhere, there would be no people anywhere. Okay. On this globe, you cannot come into a form. You know, all of what we see is just a different characteristics of the original. That's all it is. Okay. Everybody, you've had, I saw this documentary in China. This guy, he was going to prove that Chinese people do not come from the Eve gene, the DNA from black people. And when they took those mummies, no matter how deep they searched and how much they went down into the bone
There we
marrow
are.
or whatever, dang, you know, here we go. We're right here. They tried to do it in Japan. They everywhere on this globe. Okay, they have tried to dispel that everybody came from this original form. Everybody
Right.
came from this. And so that's not the thing is it's not here to so that now what does that mean? See, it doesn't have to mean what the melanin recessive thinks that mean. That's how they operate. This is probably one of the reasons it's not even in our nature to operate the same way they operate, which is probably one of the reasons why we hold back. Because somewhere in there we know, you know, that we are the mothers and fathers of humanity. Okay, and so we have humanity, right? It's not about what you know, this whole thing about being superior, but at this point in time, we have been in these cycles over and over again.
Right.
It's time to operate as we are and stop holding back and put
Right.
everything that we have on. Why? You know what I'm saying? We're you know, we have the highest rate. Here we go. You know, when I start going, that's what happens.
Everything starts shutting down, turning off.
No, I'll turn my camera back on. I'm going in. You know, all of the dis-ease, the disorders, the traumas in our families, the traumas in ourselves individually. There is a bigger picture here. There is a whole planet that needs our assistance. Meanwhile, we're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? We still stuck on you know, relationships, money, and health. Okay, when the whole planet needs our assistance, the
Right.
planet, the physical planet needs our assistance. There are other things. We do not have to base everything on this overlay, this template that has been, this is an overlay. This is not what we have to accept. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even the whole idea of changing your mind about what you are participating in, you know, is one thing. Like I said, it's some people will, it's easy for them to believe in the secret and, you know, all of these different new age manifestation techniques and things like that when it comes to money, but it's the same thing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I love asking this question. How many of us know any deep sea fishermen? And usually I say this when I'm in rooms and people, and there's silence, right? It's crickets, all right? Then I ask, how many of us know people who work in the circus? Okay, and then I say, hey, let me make it easy. Universal Soul Circus, right? How many
Oh
do we
wow.
know them? They're not in our NASA astronauts. Do we know any? No. Why? Because we are not in the same energy or the same frequency as them. If we decided, at the point we decided, you know what, I want to be a deep sea fisherman. I really, you know, I like being out at sea. That's what I want to do. What's going to start happening? You're going to start just running into people at your grocery store,
That's
at the
true.
gas station. That's deep sea fish. So it's the same thing. When you decide, hey, wait a minute, this stuff does not exist for me anymore. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
target me. I'm not available for your targeting. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, you know what I'm saying? The way I operate is I'm not here. I'm not causing no trouble. I'm not, robbing, stealing, killing
Mm-hmm.
people. Okay. So
Right, right.
you don't need to, you know what I'm saying? So I can't just be picked off
Mm-hmm.
whenever some random person decides they're gonna block my car and keep me from moving or whatever. Like I've seen, I sometimes I watch these things, or
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants to ask me some questions. Well, you can't even ask me no question. For what?
You're not available.
I'm not available to be asked questions.
Right.
You
I
know what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Yeah, I don't have to stop for you or nothing. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And if we all start doing that, then this goes away. It
Mm-hmm.
goes away. Just like you believe in these techniques where you can get money, it's the same thing. Okay.
Yes. And when we're looking at changing that your thoughts, the energy that you're putting out, changing how you're then showing up in the world. For us, specifically people that are melanin dominant, how important is meditation to be a part of changing how you're showing up?
Well, that is your meditation. See, I have this
Mm,
thing now where I say, I call it aim, always in meditation. Don't never leave it, because when you're in meditation, you're not sick, your body don't hurt, your relationship is right, you got all the money you want, you know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? The world is beautiful. So why
Right.
leave that space? You walk
Mm.
with that every time. That is your meditation. See, meditation is, I always joke, because I just joke with myself, okay? I'm not joking to anybody else. I don't have to go any further than me. Okay. Well, sometimes where you're trying to have some come in, you squeeze real hard and trying to figure out what mudra you need to use and all that. You want to chant with your beads and, no, that is the meditation. I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the meditation. I'm not available. I don't participate. I'm not here for that. Okay. I love the question someone just asked in the
Oh,
chat here.
yes.
How does that play out in the workplace or with the police? Again, you have to put them in a different category. Let's start with the police. This is, and I remember I had to explain this to a brother many, many years ago. I said, listen, do you want to do battle with the police, or do you want to go about your business? You have to figure out what's more important to you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes now there are this is some activists and things like this. That's their role. That's their purpose. So I do understand that, and I've even talked to some of them. Some of them have come to
Mm-hmm.
me and say, "Hey, well, look, they stopped me. I'm in my backyard. They come roll up on me in my backyard. It's a van parked outside my house. I'm on vacation. They pull me off the
Mm-hmm.
beach." I said, "Well, listen, what you need to do is just say, listen, okay, when I'm in activism, when I am in a protest,
Mm-hmm.
okay, whatever that is, okay, fine, I understand, because now we're in the same frequency. If I'm in a protest, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but even with that, you're not taking me in jail. You're not beating me up. You're not shooting me. You're not killing me. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
may be present. All right. But when I'm on vacation, I'm not available. I don't care if I am an activist. I'm not available.
Mm-hmm.
I came here to
Mm-hmm.
be on vacation. I didn't come here to fight the police.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here to be stopped and pulled over. I'm not. There are no They are no different than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they are an energy frequency. You get to decide. This is the thing that I really, really am pushing out to our folks. You get to decide what happens in your life. We have, yes, this is, we have been um in this mode for at least 500 years, and I dare say 20,021 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
but you get to decide. Okay, how you participate. You're not in there, and you can make the decision. You're not in their world, they're yours. And let me say why I say that.
Mm-hmm.
When you incarnate, when you come into a physical form, you have come here for a purpose and a mission. And with that comes the authority. Nobody the police don't have authority over you. Okay. When you incarnated. Is that a frog? A cricket?
So about that, it is a frog. I live near a pond.
Okay.
And the frogs come out at night.
I know, and they stick to the window. I know all about it. I got it. Because I was like, that sounds like one of those little frogs. Oh, but listen.
There's lots of frogs around.
The frog. See, my people in the background. See, they left me alone for this long. Yeah, they say I'm having too much fun. But I'm a sidetrack, but I'm gonna move it back. That frog, that's in the Kemetic. That's Heket. Okay, and she deals with the Heka, the Hekau, the magic. So as we are talking about shifting our consciousness, okay, we getting the ashe from
and make it a little bit louder too.
Yeah, but that's okay. She can keep giving us that ashe. That's right. Tell her. That's right. So so here we go. With the police in the workplace. Okay, so with the police, you can just decide, hey, listen, what's more important? Me going back and forth wherever I want to go, however I want to go there, whether I'm riding dirty or not, like I've been riding dirty, no tags bad, insurance bad, license expired or whatever, and then pull up right behind me and go around. Because see, what happens is their energy, the energy around the police, as soon as you see the police, it's kind of like you twitch. You know what I'm saying? We're programmed for that. Okay. And so at that moment, that's when we decide, wait a minute, hold on. That's their energy. They can keep that energy over there. I'm trying to go from A to B. I'm not here to get stopped. I'm not here to, pull me over. And let's just say in the case that you do get pulled over. Okay. They just say, okay, well, just go home. You know what I'm saying? No ticket, no beating, no, searching your car, all of that stuff. That's off. That's out. That's not gonna happen. Okay. We're not doing that. And I'm talking from experience. Over 15 years of experience. I've seen them go right past me. I pull up behind me, go around me.
And High Priest, do you think it can be hard for us to understand that because of the not only what we're seeing right now, that the trauma that we experience now, whether we're seeing something happening on television or the microaggressions that we receive on a daily basis, in addition to historically what's been going on, that makes it that much harder to tap into that. But it's interesting, but then we can grasp the secret. I find that so we can grasp the concept of law of attraction as it's told in The Secret, but this melanin, tapping into melanin frequency is kind of I can understand the law of attraction, but this is a bit different. And that's interesting that can be a little challenging.
Yeah, but that's the meditation. See, that's no, it doesn't happen overnight. You watch this podcast and then, you go and be like, yeah, I'm ready. No, it takes time. There have been trials and errors in this process, but you stay in meditation about this. You mean it when you say it. What's more, this is the thing. It's the priority. See, we put as soon as they come, we lose our priority. That's like that. We have something where we say, hold your focus. Okay. As soon as we see, have you ever been in line behind a police person or a security person and they have their gun out? Your eyes automatically go to the gun. You see what I'm saying? So again, you don't lose focus you don't get out of meditation for that. All right. They are just a person just like you. They
Mm-hmm.
are a person. They are not, you know what I'm saying? And so this covers all. Okay. Listen, you
Right.
cannot detain me on just because you feel like it, just because you want to. We don't even operate. You miss me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Mm-hmm.
even operate in the same space. When you
Right.
going that way, I'm going this way because you on another mission that I'm not on. What the
Mm-hmm.
priority here is my authority over my own incarnation and what I have to do. Okay, so if you
Powerful.
going to work, okay, listen, I'm going to work. The main reason, like this another question, the main
Mm-hmm.
reason most of us are in the workplace is not because we love it, it's because we want that money. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm in here to get this money. All right, and I'm gonna do my
Right.
little job, and I'm gonna do and you're not gonna interrupt me. You're not gonna set up all these barriers against me. Like, that's over. We're not doing that no more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I come in and I give my presentation, and we were on the podcast together. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
Rev Shock show together, and
Mm-hmm.
we had talked
Mm-hmm.
about this in the workplace. I
Mm-hmm.
come from the corporate
Yes.
background, and I've been
Yep.
set up, and just oh man, just messed up by being in
Mm-hmm.
the workplace. But if I knew what I know now, shoot, man, please.
It's a different energy, and I will say that I even feel a difference when I wake up in the morning and before I start my day, I do my sunrise meditation.
Yep.
When I do that, my energy is different throughout. I show up different, whether it's in meetings, engaging with other people, just when I'm working on some content creation for my business. Everything is so much more different when I start my day with that meditation. And the longer I meditate in the morning, the more of an impact it has on my day. So when you're saying, as far as energetically walking in that, basically you are that whole day, you're in that meditation type of energy. That is true, because I have definitely sensed if I just hop out of bed, running late, start
Yep.
my day, things are chaotic. I
Yep.
can't find a pencil to save my life. I can't remember what emails I
Yep.
have to return. Just chaos.
Yep.
But when I start that day with that quiet time meditation, everything, and now that doesn't mean your day is perfect, but I can navigate more efficiently and effectively when I start my day that way.
Absolutely. And then let me say this, and then you can add to what a very powerful time is. You drift off to sleep that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you drift off to sleep saying, okay, listen, what's most important is my authority over
Mm-hmm.
my purpose. Whether you know what your purpose is or not, that doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
somebody else gets to run it for you.
Right.
Okay. So if you don't even know your purpose, so what? Okay. That doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean then that the Karens and the Bobs and the whomever and the police and all the agencies with names and stuff get to dictate how you live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you can fall off to sleep that way, fall off to sleep experiencing a life where there are no police that ever stop you. If you now, the only time they're available is if you need them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
your cat is up a tree. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not even saying somebody's breaking into your house. You want to say
That's
no?
right.
They don't break into my house. No, nobody break
Mm-hmm.
into my house. Nobody breaks in my car. I don't have like these experiences. We got to let go,
Mm-hmm.
let go of the idea that anything can just happen. No, not anymore. We're done with that. We have spent most of our lives dealing with traumas,
Mm-hmm.
reacting to this society. Okay. Well, my name is Maat, so I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
bring the balance in here.
That's
Well,
right.
okay, if we did that, then now let's just determine that we're gonna live the rest of our life. What else is there? What
Mm-hmm.
happens when now I'm on the other side of the scale and or I'm in balance? And
Mm-hmm.
so in being in balance, then that must mean the next the other part of my life is one in which I experience what I came here for my purpose, for my mission. Okay. And how things fall in line for me. What else is there? There has to be something else. If trauma is on one side, what's on the other side? Okay, I want to start seeing that stuff. What does that look
Mm-hmm.
like? What does it look like to be fully melanated and being able to use this melanin, okay, as a neural transmitter, a neural receiver, and a polymer? What does that look like? Okay, what is it like to always be in meditation? I tell
Mm-hmm.
folks, um, I have this thing about, they say, hey, every day you reset. No, I say don't reset, upgrade. Okay. If you had
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful day, a great day today, okay, then tomorrow you want to just build off of what you had today. You don't want
Right.
to reset and be able to experience some stuff that happened in your past. No, you
Mm-hmm.
want to keep going off of the frequency that you have right now. Every time you get, that's how you stay in meditation. You keep going to the next level. And if you
Mm-hmm.
need to calibrate, then you calibrate. So if you need to go run to your car at lunchtime, and then yeah, that's when you squeeze real hard. Find the right food or whatever you need to do,
Right,
so you
right.
can feel that energy, that flow again, and then boom, you get it. But definitely drifting off to sleep, and
Mm-hmm.
then like you said, as soon as you rise, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's critical to do that. And then once you start doing that, you will never forget that you're not available for these things. It doesn't even occur. Like it
Mm-hmm.
stops happening. It literally
Mm-hmm.
stops happening. And there are phases to it. Yeah, the first phase maybe you'll find out you react a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it's not going to have an effect on you. Like if you a person who always gets stopped, like you just draw that energy in, they
Right,
always stopping
yeah.
me or whatever, and you decide,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I'm not available for this. So you might get stopped and you have a different conversation, or a different
Mm-hmm.
something happens. Is, wait a minute, you're not going to arrest me, or you're not going to search my car. You told me to just go home. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then you build off of that. Okay, then it
So
never goes
true.
back to you search my car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it goes. This is, you know what I'm saying. This it's the same science. You
Right.
know,
This is life-changing, powerful conversation tonight. So please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and also share. And so the work that you do, this is, like you said, this is constant meditation that you are saying that we can tap into at any time. And at some time, if you need that moment to yourself where you gotta say, listen, I gotta pull through something because I'm going through something difficult, you can do that. But know that this is an everyday walking through your life type of meditation, because this is a mindset and energy that you are constantly walking in. And High Priestess, can you share with us the energy vigil that you're doing for melanated dominant people? Because I think that's important. It ties right into what we're talking about, the meditation and walking that out every single day.
right. So you have some help. Okay. So how this has been in progress for many many years, but we finally kind of honed in on how we were going to do this. One of the things that I had always been curious about is like, okay, well, listen, you have Tibetan monks and Buddhist monks and people who pray all day all night for world peace, for hunger, for clean water and things like that. But meanwhile, we still over here catching hell, right? So I said, well,
Yes.
you know what? We gonna need a priesthood that just focuses on our betterment, okay, to get rid of these things specifically, okay. And this is an evolution, not a revolution, because revolution is there's in revolution there's evolve, but it means you still got to go back around. We don't want to
Mm-hmm.
see this ever again. Period.
Mm-hmm.
No
Right.
more.
Yeah.
We didn't seen enough of it. We're done.
We're good.
We good. None of our
Yeah.
descendants, none of that. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. Really, it's really ridiculous. I was
Mm-hmm.
saying this on the show. You got like 5 people sitting around in a conference room making decisions for the whole planet. I mean, come on now. No,
Mm-hmm.
we're done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
um we have put together a priesthood where this energy vigil, and we started this on the fall equinox of 2019. Now, this was before COVID and Corona and them and 5G and all of that. We just got the call that we need to start putting out this frequency. So we started, it was a 52-week energy vigil. Every week we had a new transmission, and the transmissions sound very similar to what I just said. We will move freely in our environment. Okay. We have the authority to operate in our own purpose and mission. You know, so these are some of the frequencies that we put out. We have 52 of them. Okay. And we had different groups come in and and do rituals and transmit or whatever. So that was the first year. Okay. Between the fall equinox of 2019 and 2020. And then in 2020, we went into the year 2, and that was the year of materialization. Okay, well, we're starting to see some of these changes. Now, again, you know, I can't say it's the frequency or whatever, but what I'm saying is that it's in alignment with some of the things that we have seen. They have laws now, what they call it, the Karen law or Karen bill or something, but you can't just run up on people and call the police and all of this stuff, or else you going to jail. Okay. So there have been some changes that we have seen in between that time. So we said, okay, well, we're going to keep doing this frequency. We're going to keep it going. Okay. And so then coming up in September 2021, we'll be going into year 3. And that is the year of authority. Okay. And so we're putting these frequencies out. They are always being generated for the betterment of melanin dominant people worldwide. Okay. So that we can get out of all of these isms and these and the suppression and the oppression and the depression. And it has nothing to do with you know, focusing our energy on another group of people. It has everything to do with focusing our energy on us.
Yes.
Okay. And being who we are and being able to free ourselves to do what we came here to do. We did not come here to be targets. Okay. That's over. Okay. And so that's what it is. And so if you want more information, it's melaninfrequency.org.
And I'll put that in the chat box.
And we do have, like, you see some of the products, you know, materialization. We actually we have a we chant, right? And so right here I'm wearing, we call these Melanin Frequency RBG red, black, and green malas. These are made by our priesthood. Okay. Handmade, you know, and at first I was going to just, you know, get go to a Hindu temple or something or order them from Tibet, and then we just put the 52 frequencies in it. And I was blessed with a sister who is a part of our organization, and she said, "Hey, I can make these malas." I said, "What?" She said, "Oh yeah." And so she has trained us, and I've made some. I think I made this pair myself to make these malas. So these are one of the kind, and the first of their kind, because they are made by us, for us.
Wow.
And they have all 52 of the frequencies in them. And what I have found, and we have different people who have commented on these. What I have found is I don't even chant with them. I just wear them because they're already kind of loaded. All right. I chant with my other beads, but these I just find myself not, you know, chanting with them. They're just kind of like an amulet. All right. You know, just to remember, this is part of what you talked about, the meditation. You know, sometimes with meditation, you have something that you remember that this is what you're here for. This is okay. Listen, I'm not here to fight with these people. I'm here to do this thing. And I don't want to be, I don't want to be detained. Let me tell you, let me give you another little nugget to a thing to also put in your thought process. when you see these things, when you're watching this stuff, like I've seen the videos where they're pulling people, like sisters, they've just been really, really disrespected going into hair store, no, beauty supply stores, and I've just seen some crazy things. They're pulling people out of the store and
Yeah.
taking their clothes off. Like it's just, whatever. When you see that, never, ever, 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 ever put yourself in that situation. Don't say, if that was me, what I would have done. See, that's what I'm saying. There you go. That's that polymer. That's that melanin. That's that neurotransmitter, that neural receiver. It's the law of attraction. Okay. No, you don't put yourself in. Say, listen, that's over. We're not going to be, this is no more. We're not going to have any more of these videos where, we see these people, we see ourselves, our children being denigrated, degraded,
Right.
And just humiliated. All of these things. We're not gonna. So don't ever put yourself in a situation. Don't, you see it, don't put yourself in that situation or say, oh man, that's so bad. That could be my son. No, it can't. No, that can be my husband. That can be my brother. No, it cannot. Okay. When you see that, say, oh no, no, we're done. This is over. You're not
Right.
having any other. Don't ever because that you really are pulling, especially when you see it and you're emotional. You definitely don't want to put yourself in that situation. You want to put
Right.
yourself in the situation of, I'm always in meditation. I'm always on this melanin frequency, and this is not what happens.
Right. This is some good food tonight. And I think especially this is important because of everything that's going on. And when I say that, I'm sure everyone knows what I mean with the current state, what we're going through globally and also here in the US. So, when we're having this conversation, it's also to be mindful, if, this is something that's new, maybe that is limiting what you're watching on TV. Maybe that's limiting social media. Maybe it's time to start doing that in order to begin to start changing how you show up in the world, changing your thoughts and changing the frequency that you're sending out.
I say, yeah. If you can't watch it without feeling some kind of way, or some people are very empathic. I'll say it that way. So it's hard to distance themselves from what's happening. So they probably shouldn't look at it. All right,
Right.
until they're strong enough with this, until they know that this is always on them, and that it just doesn't happen. It's almost like living in a parallel universe. Okay. I always tell people I live in a parallel universe. Like, what I'm saying? I'll see it, but it doesn't happen over here. Okay. Wherever I am, this is what's going to be, because I have the ultimate authority over my incarnation. So I don't care if I am in a group. If I'm in that group, good. Because then, it's because it's not coming over here with me. I'm not going to be detained. I'm not going to be questioned. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to ask me no stupid question. You're not going to touch my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, even down to that level. No.
Right.
Okay. We're done with that. Google it. If you want to know about black hair, Google it. If you want to know if I use sunscreen. Okay. Stop allowing even the smallest little things. Because those little subtle things, here go another one, those little subtleties add up to bigger ones.
Very true. Very true.
Google it.
And those that are listening, and I can't believe, oh my goodness, the time
I know, right?
that's going. So for those that are listening, if they're like, okay, this sounds good, but I don't even know where to start. Like, how do I even start with this type of meditation practice? What would be your recommendation for someone that this is kind of new to them, and they're like, yes, I need to live that life, but I don't even know how to start? How would they start?
Well, we do, we have at melanatedimmortals.com. This is where we have classes. Now, our classes are not on how to be spiritual and everything. It's really how to get rid of the artificial. You are always who you came here to be. That's always on you. Okay. You're not working to become your highest frequency. That highest frequency is always on you. You're just not you. It's just over there right now.
Mm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one of the first things you want to do is work on that subconscious mind. That's the thing that's really, that's what I've been telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
Never put yourself in those situations. That's the subconscious mind. Never start looking at the subtle ways in which you allow these things in. That's the subconscious mind that does that. So you don't want to stop accepting these little things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you might even want to work from that position. It might be too big right now to say the police. Okay. That might
Mm-hmm.
be too big. Okay. But the people at work, they ask you about your hair and your skin, and you have to answer all the questions for why black people dance the way they do, or why is Ray Ray and them, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't even know no Ray Rays, and whatever, those types of things. Those are the easy
Right.
ones. Deal with those first. Like, no more of that. This is not gonna, and I'm not saying you have to go at people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't that nah, just decide that it doesn't come to you any longer. See, there's a piece of us who that's the subconscious that's still energetically tied to it. Decide that your energy that your energy is no longer tied to that. Tie your energy to your purpose. Tie your energy to what you want to see in this life, what you want to see on this planet. We done seen enough of this, so
Yeah.
this is a lot of just working in the subconscious mind. I tell everybody to start there. That's number one.
Mm-hmm. So true. And the thing, what we're going to hear, because on this podcast, we always talk about breaking cycles of trauma to create cycles of healing. And this right here is how you can start to break cycles in your, not only in your own life, but for the next generation. Because if your children see you operating in that type of space, oh my goodness, if they're seeing that when they're little, imagine what they're going to grow into.
Ashe. Yep.
You
They
know,
will
that is,
never.
the change
They,
occurs.
yeah, they won't even have it in their mindset. They don't even, they won't cringe or flinch when they see the police. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's like, okay, this is, or when they see a gun or any of that, it doesn't have the same effect any longer, because what they realize is that their overall authority is themselves,
Mm.
is their incarnation, not this overlay. The overlay can be here all it wants to. The overlay can be here, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but it don't run you.
Right.
Okay, it just operates with you when you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You get ready to operate in it. Okay, fine. Now we can do this and we can do that, but you get to decide what you want to see. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to, when you do have that meditative state, to just spend the time just creating a world in which these things don't exist for you. Yes. So,
So true. No, I appreciate that and appreciate our conversation tonight. This is awesome, and I hope everyone enjoyed. Again, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the Healing Element podcast. And as we start to bring this episode to a close, are there any parting words that you have for our listeners today?
I would say, definitely, let's, since we the message here is about the meditation, okay, and I know that people are at varying levels of that, is to start with your authority, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that we're missing, that we feel like we don't have authority over our lives, over our lifestyles, over our way of life. That's the first decision that you want to make, is that you have the authority over your way of life and your
Right.
lifestyle. Okay. And so as soon as you say that, a lot of stuff starts falling away, like, oh wow. Okay. And then there's different levels to that. There are agreements that you've made, contracts, all of these things. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you make that decision, what happens is you start realizing some of the agreements that you made with society.
Right.
But that's the start. That's the
Mm-hmm.
start. Even if you are a experienced and a proficient person in meditation,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Still meditate on your authority. Then it's easier for you to then add that to your meditation practice, that you have the overall authority over you, your lifestyle, your way of life, where you operate, and who operates with you. What any person, place, or thing. I don't care if they're in another dimension. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if they live on the moon, in Venus,
Mm-hmm.
in a parallel universe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like covering in hell, in heaven.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I know
Uh-huh.
I'm getting into some other stuff, but I'm just saying.
You're like, what?
Mm. Yeah, hey, I
That's
got
another
that's
episode.
another episode. But definitely, start
Mm-hmm.
there with your authority. And if you don't, I know it's hard. Keep going, keep at it. Every chance you get, focus on that. Ask the question, ask whomever, ask yourself, ask whomever the most high, however, whatever you need to, your ancestors,
Mm-hmm.
however it works for you, where you receive your answers, and you will start receiving these answers.
True.
It will come to you about what your authority is.
Mm-hmm.
There's some amazing things that you'll hear. Oh, really? I can do that. Oh, look,
Oh,
here we
look.
go again. They said, look, my aunt, stop. You doing the
It's that
most.
frequency.
So, yeah.
No, this was awesome, and also I love what you said that there are support systems there, so you can find all of High Priestess, all of her information can be found in the description of this video. So please go there. You can go to her website, check out her social media, and also her books and everything that is a wonderful resource to help you begin your journey. Or if you've been on it already, there's just to get even more information to further deepen your understanding of the power of meditation, and just of this life journey that we're on. So please check out her information that you can find in the description box. So with that being said, this was a wonderful conversation, and I thank everyone who joined us live. For those that have not joined us live, I hope that you still enjoyed this episode, and also please share it with your networks. If you want to learn more about me and my services, please visit KaiMarie.com, and also check out my Instagram. 2 Instagrams. One is KaiMarie_LLC, and the other one is the Healing Element Podcast. So with that being said, thank you all so much. Thank you, High Priestess Matt, so much for coming on the platform tonight. It was a pleasure to have you. And for those that are watching, be sure to join me next Tuesday right here, 8 p.m. on the Healing Element Podcast. Have a good night.
All right. Ashe.